It's not going to be calm here for very long because I'm lucky to be joined once again on a terrific Tuesday by Erin Elmore. Erin, thank you for joining me again.
Thank you for having me.
You're the best. I mean, you're welcome every day.
Great, I love it.
Only give us Tuesdays, we'll take it.
I'll see what I can do. Have your people talk to my people.
I gotta have my people talk to your people. Okay. Well,
or you can just text me.
What have you been doing since last Tuesday? Because every time I turn around, you're on some other television, you're on some Instagram. I mean, you're like a megastar,
I love
media
that.
magnate.
I've just been following this news very closely for the last week and watching. You know what I've been doing? I've been talking people off a ledge about the coronavirus. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both, because I feel like it's not really a big deal. You know, last week I said I'm drinking a Corona a day.
Right.
Keep the doctor away. That's working. As usual, we got the dual action wipes whenever we need them.
Yes.
But you took this to a whole nother dimension.
I did.
You got now, just in case it gets worse, you got this blinged out gas mask and protection and everything.
I mean, I do.
Okay.
If you're gonna believe the hype and become a conspiracy theorist, at least do it in a blinged out, totally stylish way like I have done.
That's different. I'll give you that. But I mean, you're different.
Yes, I am.
Which is why everyone loves you.
Thank you. And you know what? People aren't going into like hysterics over this, especially with Italy. And you know what I just found out? That the average age of the person that is succumbing to it is 81. 81.
So I'm in danger.
You're not in danger. You are not in danger at all. And I also believe that no one under the age of 9 has been diagnosed. So these children in these schools that are closing, I'm not so sure that the hysteria is really required.
All right. Well, let's not get crazy, because all the kids love getting a few extra days off from school. So
how about the parents?
I mean, right.
I need a break.
It's a problem for the parents. And you know what? Whether it's real or it's fake, Erin, the fear of it, the hysteria around it is causing like real tremors in the global markets. The Dow's up 1,000, down 2,000, worst day ever. It's like making people more paranoid right now than I think it really is.
It's the tail wagging the dog, is it not?
I feel like it is, because Trump, sometimes he has like a lot of bravado and he goes out and like goes nuts with his tweeting. But yesterday he put out what I thought was one of his sanest texts was, 500 some odd people are infected in America, 22 have died. Let's calm down. 70,000 people die sometimes from the flu.
Right.
And I think people got to kind of reset a little bit on that.
Yeah, and there's this curve that every disease takes that's a virus, and I think we're reaching that peak and it's going to start plateauing. And if we use China as that litmus test, the numbers in China are decreasing, so one would think that the world would decrease along with it. So hopefully we're reaching the tail end. And I also read, I'm no CDC doctor, that this is a respiratory infection, if you will, and these respiratory infections do not thrive in warm weather, and we're already seeing warm-ups basically across the country. Also a good sign.
All right. Well, that is good news. Now, I was lucky enough, because Frankie, my producer, is the best in business, get a chance to talk to Dr. Stephen Moore, who was one of Trump's chief economic advisors. Him and Larry Kudlow kind of shaped a lot of the policy and the tax cuts. I had him on Friday, and I said, the one thing that you can't really help is small businesses, because the big guys, all right, our earnings will be down a bit next quarter, blah, blah. Mom and pop, who are dependent on people to come into their deli or their bake shop,
small business owners.
Small business owners. 70% of all employees in America are working for small businesses. And I, proposed him a plan to maybe stimulate the small businesses and make those people feel safe right now. This was on Friday. Right there, he said, I agree with your premise. And I think it's true, right? I mean, like, the little bakery in your hometown, if people stop going out of their house for 2-3 weeks, they still got to pay their workers, and there's nobody, buying the black and white cookies.
Right. By the way, those are my favorite cookies in the world. That's neither here nor there. When I was pregnant, I ate 2 a day.
Right.
2 a day. At any rate, you're absolutely right. Those bakeries, other than me at that time, would have gone out of business. But you're not talking about an IBM here. An IBM is fine to handle this hit, but these people that are living paycheck to paycheck running these small businesses will be impacted.
So you saw he kind of agreed with me. Like,
I did.
It's not a bad idea.
So did you keep going?
No, then he quick snapped out of it. Watch, he changed his mind right away, so I thought I was dead in the water here.
Getting help so that they can be in a position where they're not going to ever miss a paycheck?
I don't want to brag, you know.
Rest your shoulders out.
No one was really talking about it, and I was like, wow, maybe someone was listening.
That was eerily similar to your proposal.
I'm down, and like I said, I hope he did tell someone who told the president, and everybody said yes. But you want to see this market go back on a rocket shot?
Please, yes.
Past that, where people know, all right, all the small businesses out there are safe, and they got some extra dough in their pocket, and go.
You're right. Well, what Frank and I just want to know is what's going to happen when you leave Liquid Lunch to go work in the administration under Kudlow, you know? I want to know. I mean, I'm here. We're available. So
I will serve at the president's
behest,
if that's if my duty is called upon. But all right, it's Mini Tuesday. Mini Super Tuesday. No, Mike Bloomberg's no longer in the race.
Shockingly.
But it's still smaller than the Super Tuesday. I think everybody's focused on Michigan here.
Michigan's the big one because there are 125 delegates at stake. We also have Mississippi, Idaho, Washington, and Missouri. Total of 352 delegates up for grabs. And it looks like it's going to be Biden. Is that your take?
I don't know. It just seems like, you know, the movie was Weekend at Bernie's, but it seems like Weekend at Biden's, and they just keep lining up more and more people behind them to keep pushing them forward and carrying them to the finish line.
Right.
And it looks like the establishment has made their move right here, and they're like, Bernie is not winning. I think they're screwing the Bernie followers again.
Once again. Well, all of the establishment candidates have gotten behind Joe Biden. We have Kamala is on board now.
Cory Booker came out yesterday.
Yeah, so the establishment realizes we cannot go down this Bernie road or our party is literally dead on arrival. So he's going to be the candidate du jour, it looks like. But we don't know yet. And these 5 states are going to tell a lot. And after we get through today, I think those muddy waters shall be clear.
Yeah, and if there's no mix-ups, I predict that if there's no mix-ups, if Biden wins Michigan, even if it's close everywhere else, I think Bernie's going to know that's the pierce the resistance. And
yes.
I think he's going to back out and try to be a team player and tell his people, don't get mad. We lost fair and square, and get behind Biden. That's what I think.
I don't think he backs out so closer to the convention. I don't know.
Well, what's his benefit? What's his benefit on that?
The people. He'll bang his fist about how his supporters want him to do this. So I think we'll have something to watch.
All right, fair enough. You are so lucky on this terrific Tuesday because, no, she's just not here for the opening segment. She's been here for a while, and she will be here till the end of this hour.
I'm happy y'all have me back.
Well, big news this week here in New York, and now it's started to resonate around the world. Spike Lee got thrown out of Madison Square Garden. They wouldn't let him go in the usual entrance. They made him go in with the regular people. He started snapping off, and now you have some thoughts on what he's saying about Trump.
Yes. People keep asking me, because I show them the clips of this show. They like me on this show, so I appreciate you having me on, John. And they say, Mert, go on there and talk about Spike Lee. Go talk about what he had to say about Trump. Do you support it? Is it hypocrisy? And I say it's hypocrisy what he's doing because.
So what did he say? Tell us.
Right. I guess,
you're teasing us.
You see, look, that's what you're here for. Thank you for that. Well, he basically said that the black people who were supporting Trump or praying for Trump were Uncle Toms and sellouts and.
How can
Go ahead.
How can a black person be an Uncle Tom in the nature of the?
Well, it's possible. It's very possible to be an Uncle Tom, a sellout. It's selling out your race, like prostituting your race. You know how that stuff works. You can do it. You can do it in the Italian community. So.
Well, yeah, I don't know that I've ever tried that. I mean,
not you. I'm talking about, but it could happen. Like if somebody
try to sell my mom's meatballs around town, that might have worked. But that's commercial endeavor.
But you know how that stuff can happen. But where the hypocrisy comes in with Spike Lee is. We have some pictures of him at the Oscars. And a while ago, look at this. Look how proud he is. Remember the whole controversy with Oscar so white? That was just 3-4 years ago. He was a big critic of the Oscars being so white. Now look how happy he is holding that Oscar.
He looks pretty happy.
Now the physical Oscar is gold. But I'm pretty sure it's a white guy. There's a white guy named Oscar.
Yes. What about Oscar the Grouch? He's green.
I know. I know Oscar.
There are other called Oscars.
But I'm pretty sure this Oscar.
Oscar Mayer is a wiener.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he ain't a black guy. This ain't a black guy we're talking about right here. So when you see Spike Lee holding up that Oscars, I don't know. We have the other picture with him hugging Samuel L. Jackson.
They were both up there.
Oh, they were both up there?
Yeah.
He was so proud of holding that Oscars, and it's because it's the white validation that he wants.
You think that's what he wants?
This is a lot of identity politics for me. It's a lot of I'm black, white. Like it's when you draw out all of these distinctions, woman, black, white, you start to draw a further divide between people. And I will say this about Spike Lee, and I bet you know this.
Yes.
He was on commercials, I believe, for Capital One credit cards. And those credit cards are known, I might be wrong with the brand, but let's call it a credit card company that was known to be a high interest rate credit card company.
Yes.
And those credit cards will be peddled to oftentimes African American and poor communities. So he can't say that he supports these African Americans and poor communities, then get paid by a credit card company to sell them into further debt. What about that?
Well, on the hypocrisy note.
Well,
you two are actually agreeing. I don't even think you realize.
No. She's right there. But my point was going to be that we have to embrace identities. Because if I was to come up here and not treat you like you're a beautiful woman, and I just come up and say, oh, she doesn't matter.
Well, that would be terrible.
You would feel terrible about that. So I have to acknowledge that you're a woman and respect you as such. So when Spike Lee is using identity politics, I don't mind it. I like when people play the race card. It's in the deck, so let's play it sometimes.
Oh.
You know, if it's in there, let's play it sometimes. But
Mert, you're a ratings bonanza. Let me tell you.
let's just be consistent.
Right, consistency.
And if you're gonna hate the Oscars for being so white, don't be smiling and jumping up in Samuel's arms when you get the trophy.
I'm surprised there's not a picture of him with Harvey Weinstein somewhere. Just saying.
Well, that's Oprah.
Well,
And that's
And the
different.
Obamas.
That's different.
And Michelle Obama said that Harvey Weinstein was one of the best guys ever, and he put together this whole women's thing.
It's possible they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
That's a whole other show for another day, but everyone knew.
They might not.
Everyone knew.
They might not let black people in those meetings, so I don't know. They might not
man.
listen to them. So,
all right.
We might not know.
Martavius Roberts, you're one of the best of them. Thank you. You know, he's an independent. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. Regular people, and his views mean a lot to me, and I like to get all voices heard here. You're going to hear our voices, me and Erin, and you're going to hear Frankie's voice when he comes in after this to correct any mistakes that Erin and I made in the show when we do the WTF, What the Facts, right after this.